Mami and Pavi here to help you crush unemployment and find your dream career. So today we're gonna do part 2 of our immigrant experience, because as you can tell, we have accents and we're immigrants. And last week we talked just about, stories, because we decided to kind of deviate from our usual format of professional talk and just kind of, do a stream of consciousness thing and just tell our stories a bit.
We always talk about this. Like, I wish people had told us stuff before we got here. Like the do's and the don'ts, and the maybe do this and maybe don't do that, and the social, cultural norms that come with being an immigrant. Eating pizza without ketchup was a shocker for me. I did not realize people do not use ketchup on pizza. I've made my peace with it.
You're so fobby. So on a more serious note, the reason we're doing this also is because if you just moved here for a job, or you're a student who's about to get an internship or a job, the stakes are a lot higher, right? You probably want to be aware of a lot of things that you'll encounter at the workplace. Otherwise, you risk being, maybe passed up for a promotion, or just being perceived in an unfavorable way through no fault of your own. And I came here as a kid, so for me, it didn't matter if I didn't know certain things, because I'd get made fun of, but the stakes are a lot higher now.
That's not okay.
And so in that spirit, we also decided to bring on an American, gasp, who can actually shed some light on his experiences also, and so we can sort of talk and mutually understand each other better.
Yeah. So this is Justin, my ex-coworker and current super awesome friend, and he's our expert American, and he's gonna tell us his ways. So tell us something about yourself, Justin.
My name's Justin. I am a native Houstonian.
So what's a fun fact about you?
Well, funny story. I grew up traveling around quite a bit and ended up living in Singapore. I was a green card holder myself.
What? I'm a green card holder too. Oh my god.
I know, right?
We were meant to be friends.
So, okay, we wanted to start off with something light that we were hoping that you could give us your expertise on, which is water cooler talk.
Yeah, what that is.
So every office has some form of water cooler, whether it's a literal water cooler or I don't know, the coffee machine or the break room where everyone just gathers and they talk about, just shoot the breeze in the mornings. But it's basically just small talk. So there are certain things that you should and shouldn't talk about.
Yeah.
Just
tell us the ways, Justy. What's good and what's bad?
Me and Pavi used to do this all the time. Our form of water talk was walking to Starbucks. Things that are on topic. What you ate for dinner last night. Things that are coming up in entertainment news. What happened on The Desperate Housewives last night?
True.
That's still a relevant show. I'm not really sure. Things you shouldn't talk about. Abortion, hot button issues, politics, anything like that. Anything that could cause some stray one way or the other. That's kind of something you want to avoid.
As you say, we're like, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. There were a lot of phrases that when we got here, we still didn't know, and we actually still don't know. And I think Priyanka Chopra talked about it on Seth Meyers, and I was like, I feel you, girl, I totally understand. So I did not know what drinking from the fire hose and drinking off the fire, something that I was like, what is happening? Why are we drinking from there, not from our fridge? What's happening? So what does that even mean? I think we'll throw stuff at you, and you can, we'll throw phrases at you, and then you just tell us in American what it is.
That works.
So what does drinking off the fire hose or whatever mean?
It's taking a lot of information at once instead of just taking a little bit at a time.
Why not just say that is what my opinion is.
I know.
It's fun to imagine people drinking from a fire hose.
It's true.
Okay, so another phrase that people love to use at the workplace is, oh, you'll be thrown into the deep end. Could you tell our viewers what that means?
Yeah.
That means you are going to be tossed into an unknown environment with not much to
so it's deep end of the pool.
Deep end of the pool, yeah.
Okay. I see what they did there. What about Hail Mary? Pass? Something football.
I thought this was self-explanatory.
I don't know football.
So in American football, typically what happens is you throw it to the quarterback and every receiver runs downfield. It's a last-ditch effort to get a touchdown.
Okay. So then in a workplace context, it would mean something like
this is the last thing we can
you can do to make this happen. Okay, got it.
Okay, so this is what Priyanka Chopra mentioned. Again, I have no dog in this fight.
It means I don't have any interest in this fight, like, or I can't take action in this fight.
Evil dog fight, that's what it starts from. Evil, unacceptable. And this one I've heard like recently, it's a come to Jesus moment. Don't know what that means.
I typically hear it as a come to Jesus conversation where you sit down with somebody and you just explain things like and have an enlightenment, almost like a realization.
Oh, like a revelation.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Justin. Yeah. You won common phrases round.
Oh, thank you.
I know, well done. So one thing to keep in mind for, if you're somebody who lives in America and you're very fluent with these sort of idioms and common phrases, avoid using them at the workplace when you're working with a bunch of immigrants or people from outside, because oh my god, it would drive me nuts, because I worked in oil and gas and we would frequently have meetings with people from like the Middle East, from Asia, Europe, everywhere, and every time someone would like throw in these phrases into an email or on a conference call, and I was like, nobody understands what you're saying. These are people from different countries. They don't know what, I don't know, like bird dog this for me means.
But yeah, that's how you find a Justin, because he'll explain everything. He's translating on a regular basis to me.
And if you guys do have trouble with a lot of these common phrases, we're gonna put a link below that has the explanations for everything you will encounter.
The American explanation.
Shoot, I might use some of that too.
A lot of people are not aware when they get to the States on like how to actually dress appropriately in the workplace. Because I mean, it sounds really bad that appearances are a big deal, but people do judge you based on how you dress, if you're appropriately dressed. And women have it harder than men in the professional setting, because men's outfits are more like standardized across work, but for women it's a little harder. And we have a very cool like e-guide on how to dress professionally in, on bizlatte.com. But that's something to take note of.
Yeah, especially if you're, say you work at a place that has more of a professional dress code, either formal or business casual, be cognizant of that and maybe switch out your sneakers. If you're used to wearing sneakers to work, switch them out for ballet flats or something. And even for guys, especially, do not wear white socks with black pants. This is, unless you're going to a Michael Jackson audition, do not do it.
Which I occasionally go to. While we're on the topic of dress code, one thing that you really don't want to do is overdo it with the cologne. I'm looking at you.
Oh my god, yes! Thank you, Justin.
I've been in way too many situations where I come in and I'm just overwhelmed with smell. It smells good, but at the same time, it feels like I'm getting punched in the face.
Yeah. Don't assault his senses, baby.
Yeah.
You're sensitive.
Okay, actually, that brings up such a good point, and not to be super judgmental and stuff, but Americans tend to have a very like neutral sense of smell. Whether it's their clothes, their food, whatever it is. But as immigrants, we come from all the flavors, and we are unaware sometimes of all the smells that we have, and it's not a good or bad thing, but it's just a fact that people have to be aware of each other. And so I think the right thing would be like just deodorize all across the board, man, because you don't want to disrespect any culture, whether you're American or not. It just seems like the right thing to do, to be aware of all the smells.
Yeah, so just avoid assault on the senses, no matter who you are. And so yeah, you brought up a good point, because a lot of times, we're Indians, so our food is delicious, but it has a very distinct smell. And that Febreze commercial where they talk about, oh, have you gone nose blind? It's a very real thing, because there are times when I'll have cooked this elaborate meal and then I'll step out thinking, oh, I smell awesome sauce, and then I come back home and I'm like, oh my god, did I smell like this the entire time? And so just be aware of that in the workplace. Just Febreze and deodorize.
Another big difference I would say is like a high touch versus low touch culture. Indians tend to be very like affectionate, and I know a lot of other cultures were like that, but I know that Americans like their distance in terms of whether it's like the type of relationship. So I tend to be high touch, and that's what I was grown up with, very like affectionate. I know you are too, but then am I right here in like guessing what Americans generally?
Oh yeah, generally we're very standoffish. I don't want to speak for the entire group, but we tend to handle our own, and really, we definitely like our personal space. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, that's true. So one thing that I do, which maybe you want to do this, I give a disclaimer, because I'm a hugger. I like to hug people. So then I just
got over hugging a pillow 5 minutes ago.
So then if I'm not sure if the person is a hugger or not. I'm just like, I'm a hugger, so bring it in. So just give that disclaimer if you're going to go for it.
Yeah, and that's fine with Justin, dude. He's so easy.
Yeah. Everyone needs a Justin in their lives.
I'm also a hugger.
Yay! So another thing that is not apparent to us when we first move here is how much Americans value making eye contact. I mean, that took me so long to get on board with, and I'm still super uncomfortable just making direct eye contact with people. But you know, a lot of cultures like ours don't really reinforce that, but for Americans, you guys see it as a sign of disrespect, right? If people don't look you in the eye when they're talking. So
it's the opposite for us, because in college, I never looked up. I just kept walking. I would walk to college just looking down. Even when we dance, we never look at people. We just look down. It's like weird.
I know, it's weird. It's like opposite almost, because it's a sign of disrespect for us to look at someone directly in the eye. So
it's like really
just something for both sides to keep in mind.
Be aware.
Yeah, I always find it hard looking people in the eye too. It's difficult between the cultures, but at the same time, we share that.
You're like, I tell her it's
Okay, so we talked about what concerns or questions we had because we were confused getting here. Do you have any like questions or anything about like any common phrases or things that you kind of were confused about?
One thing that always gets me is the Indian nod. I don't know. Halfway between this and this.
We ruled this nod.
Allow us to clarify.
Please.
It's a 3-step process, okay? There's 3 things. There's a yes, demonstrate my lovely assistant. There's a no, and then there's an okay. Was that so hard for you to understand? That's a hard okay, is what it is.
See, it's a polite. Okay, so this is one thing that we need to tell you guys. Indians, I don't know about other Asians or other Europeans, but Indians don't like to be very direct. So we try to have like a bridge between yes or no.
But thanks, Justin. It was so much fun having you on the set today. I hope you learned something new about us.
Of course.
/ other immigrants. And we learned a lot about you too. You know, bird dog and fire hose and all of that stuff. But yeah, we're super excited to have you. But yeah, guys, you can check out Justin. He's a coach at Vintage CrossFit. He does all that CrossFit. He's my coach too, so he's really awesome.
Check out Biz Latte.
Yay! So that's it, guys. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. I know it was kind of meandering and whatever, but that's the fun part.
Yeah.
And also, you know, we'd love to hear if you have experiences that you'd like us to know about. Email us or comment below or find us on social media. Where can they find us, Paul?
On all the social media, actually. Now that we're part of Biz Latte, you can find us on our website as well as Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and that Instagram, baby.
And don't forget to hit subscribe. Yay!
Hi, I'm Justin. I forgot what I was going to say. Hi, I'm Justin. Things that are on topic.
It's okay.
The exact opposite.
It's this time.
Yeah.
Doing it.
It's doing it. It's doing it. Everyone deodorize.
Everyone deodorize. Yeah.
Please, for the love of God. Everyone.
1, 2.
Premature clap.
How dare you give me the premature clap?
Hey, it happens to all guys, okay?